Hello people, it is I, 3 Godzilla 3, the Master of Sonic, here with you again with another Spyro Reignited Trilogy related video. So very briefly, I'm going to cover the main controversy that's been going on for the past week or 2 weeks now, and that is of course the download controversy of the Reignited Trilogy. Now I'm sure by this point all of you have seen pretty much everything related to this download controversy, and by that I mean pretty much every video that's been uploaded in relation to this download controversy, so I'm not going to spend too much time really explaining what the controversy is, but instead I'm going to be clarifying some things that people may be thinking is true when in reality they're not. So the first thing I want to cover really is, what exactly are we dealing with here? Short and to the point, Spyro 2 and 3 need to be downloaded in order to be played. How do I know this? Well, there are some people that are saying, well, this is just a patch download on day 1 to unlock Spyro 2 and 3 in order to play it. This is not true, and for two reasons. Number one, nowhere on anything does it say the word patch or update. It simply says 2 and 3 requires download. Honestly, I have no idea where people are getting this patch idea from. I guess it's just people wanting it to be a patch when in reality it's not the patch. It's the fact that you have to download both 2 and 3, which is just crazy. But the reality is found on the back of the box art for the game. Sadly, we only have the German version of the game. Well, I believe it's the German version. But some people have translated the back of the box to actually say Spyro 2 and 3 require download. It says that Spyro 1 is on the disc and that 2 and 3 require download in order to play. What does this mean? Simple. It's not a patch. It's not a day 1 update in order to unlock 2 and 3. You actually have to download the entirety of Spyro 2 and Spyro 3 in order to play them. Now, I'm sure there's going to be people that will say, well, you don't know that for sure because there hasn't been clarification on it. Well, guys, it's right on the back of the box art. It's not like someone decided to Photoshop this box art in order to say what it says. Spyro 1 is on the disc and 2 and 3 require internet in order to download the games. Now, this isn't a problem for me personally because I have decent internet in order to download things, in order to go on the internet to download things like this. But I'm sure for a lot of people, as you've clearly seen, it's not okay because they're essentially only buying one game. In my honest opinion, I really don't see the reason for the huge amount of backlash that people have gone towards this issue, because number one, it hasn't fully been clarified as to what exactly it is. I know that the backs of the box art is, evidence enough of what it actually means, but until we get some actual clarification from either Toys for Bob or Activision on the matter, the amount of backlash that's going on right now is honestly just really unnecessary. And another thing, ever since this was brought up as an issue, I didn't really have a problem with it. Yes, it's oddly strange to only essentially just purchase a game that promises you 3 games, but only find out that it only has 1. But this brings me to another point that people have been bringing up, and that's the file size of the game. People have been saying, well, Spyro 1, 2, and 3 are just way too big to fit in one disc. And honestly, guys, to that I say baloney. Like, that's not a thing. If you can fit games like Final Fantasy 15 and, like the Uncharted games into one disc, you bet everything that you have that you can fit the first 3 original classic Spyro games in HD graphics on one disc. Like, I'm sorry, there's just no way that these 3 Spyro games can be bigger than games like Uncharted or even Final Fantasy 15. Now, if you look further into the back of the case, you can actually see that it says minimum of 50 gigabytes required for gameplay. Now, this can mean one of 2 things. Number one, either Spyro 1 is 50 gigabytes big and the other 2 games are bigger than that, in which case it would be over 150 gigabytes, which admittedly is stretching it in terms of the truth of that. I don't really believe that to be the case. Or number 2, the combination of all 3 games is 50 gigabytes total. Now, if the latter were to be the case, that begs the question, why didn't they just add a second layer to the Blu-ray disc in order to fit all 3 games into the one disc? From what I can understand, a Blu-ray disc can hold 25 gigabytes of memory, and if you add a second layer to that Blu-ray disc, you can hold up to 50 gigabytes of memory. I could be wrong on this. I don't know much about Blu-ray discs, but from what I can tell, there's an option to put a second layer on the Blu-ray disc to expand the amount of memory you can put onto it. If what I just said is the case, then it really is a matter of Activision just not wanting to manufacture dual-layered Blu-ray discs for this trilogy. Is it a bad decision on their part? Yeah, probably. As a matter of fact, I honestly believe that it's really Activision to blame for all of this. Toys for Bob really, I don't believe, has anything to do with the manufacturing costs of things like this. After all, Activision is a publishing company, so I don't believe Toys for Bob would have anything to do with that. But honestly, I really don't see a reason for them to either A, not put dual layer on the Blu-ray discs, or B, to just manufacture a second or third disc that'll contain the second and third games. Just look at what the Mega Man X Legacy Collection did. Yes, there are 2 discs, which each disc containing, I believe, 4 games each, and that in of itself seemed to upset a lot of people because, well, all 8 X games are completely capable of fitting into one disc, but I really don't know what the issue is if you're getting both discs anyway. It's not like you have to pay $40 for each game or $20 for each game. You're just paying one game for $40, which contains 2 discs. If Capcom was able to do that with the Mega Man X Legacy Collection, which didn't even require 2 discs to begin with, then why can't Activision just manufacture a second and third disc to put both 2 and 3? Honestly, I don't know. I really don't understand. Now, there is manufacturing costs, which can be high depending on what exactly you're buying, but from what I've researched, Blu-ray discs aren't that expensive to manufacture. I could be completely wrong about that, but if that's the case, then I really don't see a reason for Activision to be doing what they're doing. Now, there's also some people that say, well, Activision is trying to reduce the amount of sales of the used copy market, which I can understand that from a business standpoint. What's the best way to get the most bank for your game? Make the first game on the disc and the other 2 download only, so that when people buy a used copy, they can't get 2 and 3. However, that's assuming that Activision is going to give us a download code for 2 and 3, which I don't believe to be the case. There is an instruction booklet that is mentioned to come with the game that will contain instructions on how to download 2 and 3. But I'll be honest, guys, from the second I heard that, I was like, okay, obviously this is just a basic instruction booklet saying, hey, when you boot up the game, go to this specific option, and it will guide you to the PSN store in which you can download 2 and 3 for free. And all you have to do is install Spyro 1 onto your hard drive, and the PSN will recognize that you have it and will allow you to download 2 and 3. Something like that. Because I'm pretty sure that Activision wouldn't be that ballsy as to give us a download code to download 2 and 3. Like, that's just really absurd. But if it really is a download code for 2 and 3 and it's a one-time use download code, then it really is them just attacking the used games market. Is it wrong for them to do what they're doing? In some ways, yes. But to me personally, I don't really see a problem with downloading 2 and 3, mainly because, well, I have decent internet connection, but I can see how that's a problem for everyone else who may not have internet connection to begin with, or require to travel a very far distance in order to download 2 and 3. But the amount of backlash that I've seen in relation to this topic is just completely unnecessary, and really, I think that's all I can say on this matter. So, download controversy aside, I have some good news for some of you. I have now gained the ability to record gameplay for the original Spyro the Dragon trilogy. I got a new laptop, and oddly enough, it's able to run PS1 games completely fine. What's even more awesome is that the laptop has the built-in screen recorder. So, that being said, I was able to record the original Spyro the Dragon Classic Trilogy for our Let's Play. After I don't know how many years of waiting for this moment, I'm now able to do Let's Plays of the original Spyro the Dragon Trilogy, and they will be uploaded on this channel on hopefully a daily basis, starting at some point in time. It might be tomorrow, it might be the day after that, I don't know, but as of right now, I have finished recording Spyro 1 and 2. I'm currently going to record Spyro Year the Dragon, but now there will be Let's Plays of the original Spyro the Dragon Trilogy on this channel, so please guys, look forward to that. It's going to be super awesome. If you guys don't know who I am, I'm actually the YouTuber that you see when you type in Spyro the Dragon music, this and such, Spyro 2 music, this and such, Spyro Year of the Dragon music, this and such. I'm probably like the second or third person that you see on the results. I'm 3Godzilla 3, and the most popular videos on my channel are of the Spyro the Dragon Trilogy, the soundtracks for those 3 original games. If you at any point in time decided to search up the Spyro the Dragon music, odds are the video that you liked or favorited is actually my own. That being said, since I've had the original soundtracks of the original classic trilogy on my channel for such a long time, I've never had the liberty and the luxury and the awesomeness to do Let's Plays of these 3 games, so now, the chance has finally come, and I'm super excited to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and expect those LPs to come in the near future, right before the Reignited Trilogy comes out. It's going to be an absolutely awesome time. I will be comparing what the Reignited Trilogy has shown so far compared to the classic games, and man, I'm just so excited to finally have the chance to Let's Play all 3 of the classic games. Look forward to that, guys. Thank you so much for watching. This is 3Godzilla 3, signing off.